Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy Hikins and Trevor.
Men don't have what we have here. The women are not allowed to go out on their own. So, it depends on what part of the world what we're focusing it on.
Yeah.
But the disadvantages of being a man is numerous. So, for instance, children seem to love their mothers more. Boys, they seem to, I'm not saying all of them, but a good percentage of boys actually respect their mothers more than perhaps they would their dads. And that's sad because, the man is the one that was there, bringing in bread for the family when the woman was, looking after the child. And he does that all his life, and he protects the family, and he'll, every little thing, it's the man, what you're going to do about this? What are you going to do about this? And you do all that, and yet the people you did it for take you for granted. It's a sad state of affairs for me, when I look at it. I think more men deserve more recognition when it comes to being in the lives of children, or and I don't know what's caused that, and we're not here to discuss that political side of things, but I just think emotionally men are they're worse off emotionally, and I wouldn't be surprised at the statistics. I know it's a true statistics, about 14 men committing suicide. And this is not, and we're not even taking into account the ones that would have high blood pressure due to, the stress in the family, or the ones that would develop stroke or whatever, relating to having to look after this family. We're not talking about those. We're talking about those that one way or the other fed up with it. But we're not saying all of them are fathers, and we're not saying all of them are married, but we're just saying, they're just fed up with the state of world affairs. If a man started crying, right? I mean, your fellow man would say to you, dude, just, man up, or stop crying like a girl or whatever, The connotation would be that you're being soft. You need to harden up, toughen up. And that is not the case. Men feel the same emotional problems, or emotionally down, as same as women, but you're not allowed to cry. You are never allowed to cry. I knew that from when I was growing up. My mom would say to me, what are you crying for? You're crying like a girl. And that's coming from a woman. And she says to me, you're crying like a girl. And I just learned not to. So I tend to bottle up everything inside. And I'm not surprised why a man would decide to just end it all. I'm not surprised. But I think society is trying to wake up to that fact. Society is really trying to wake up to that fact, because sometimes I'll speak to my mom on the phone, and she'll say, oh, what's happening? I'll just be, oh yeah, this certain job that I'm doing is not really working out, and da, 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 da. And one time I was surprised. She said, well, if it's not working out, I don't want you getting to the point where you're thinking of, ending it all. And I'm thinking, whoa, that's not where I'm going. But that's the realization, isn't it? She sees it firsthand. Yeah. What's happening to men all around the world when they get to that stage? They just think, what? I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a disappointment to anybody. So I'm just going to quietly, You know, it's like a kind of it's like men trying to dignify themselves by, you know, just they take it out of the hands of everybody else because they don't want to be seen as being weak. They
Yep.
don't want to be seen as being a failure. They don't want to be seen as not measuring up. And so they just think, you know what, you know, at least I don't have to put up with this by, you know, ending it all. And that is not the best solution, actually. Like you said the last time, you said
Mm.
it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. But
Yeah.
sometimes these problems don't seem temporary, do they? You know, it
No,
seems like
no.
there's no end to it. You know, you look at it and you think, whoa, when am I ever gonna get out of this? When am I gonna get, you
Yeah.
know, get some rest, get some, you know.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor Gear and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.